Hello and welcome to the channel. It has been revealed that the amount of money currently in circulation in Nigeria has almost dropped by half to 1.54 trillion naira from the 3.3 trillion naira it was before. This will explain the reason for the naira scarcity Nigerians have been experiencing these past weeks. According to the reports, one of the major reasons for the recently redesigned naira was to mop up the currency outside the bank vaults, which was said to have amounted to 2.7 trillion naira. With such a huge amount of money that the banks are not in control of, it is quite difficult for monetary policies to really have an effect on the economy. In truth, like I've been saying, just like millions of Nigerians, when properly explained in layman terms, the whole idea of this naira policy is a good one. It makes sense, but the manner of implementation, casted. You go expect, say, the pros and cons of this whole naira policy would have been considered, and if it were like I'm wont to believe, then the economic team foresees, say, problem go arise last, especially with the implementation. So why them still chose to go down this route after all the projections where them go don't arrive at is quite baffling. Anyways, subscribe, like, share, and comment. Let's get to the news. Thank you. Naira crisis worsens as currency in circulation tumbles to 1.54 trillion naira. Amid the worsening naira crisis, the total amount of currency in circulation in the Nigerian economy has tumbled from 3.3 trillion naira to 1.54 trillion naira. A Central Bank of Nigeria document obtained by the Punch has revealed. This came as a biting shortage of new naira notes amid an acute scarcity of old currency has inflicted untold hardship and pain on millions of Nigerians, leaving several people stranded. The latest central bank document obtained by one of our correspondents showed that the total amount of currency in circulation fell by 53.33% within 3 months. Specifically, the currency in circulation fell from 3.3 trillion naira recorded on October 31st, 2022, a few weeks before the CBN began the implementation of the naira redesign policy, to 1.54 trillion naira on January 31st, 2023. The 53.33% decrease in C currency in circulation followed bank customers' huge deposits of old 1,000 naira, 500 naira, and 200 naira notes ahead of the CBN's February 10, 2023 controversial deadline. Among other things, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele had said one of the objectives of the naira design policy was to mop up currency outside the bank vaults, which he put at 2.7 trillion naira. He said with such a huge amount outside the banking system, it will be difficult for monetary policy initiatives to impact the economy. The Punch obtained the latest data from a report presented by the CBN Deputy Governor Fola Shonubi at a forum in Abuja last week. He noted that since 2018, the currency in circulation had been increasing at an average annualized rate of 18% before the CBN's redesign policy. Meanwhile, Emefiele had announced in October last year that the bank would release redesigned naira notes by December 15, 2022. According to the CBN governor, this was targeted at controlling currency in circulation, curbing counterfeit currency, and ransom payments to kidnappers and terrorists. He noted, indeed, the integrity of a local legal tender, the efficiency of its supply, and its efficacy in the conduct of monetary policy are some of the hallmarks of a great central bank. In recent times, however, currency management has faced several daunting challenges that have continued to grow in scale and sophistication, with attendant and unintended consequences for the integrity of both the CBN and the country. The CBN had earlier said the hold notes would cease to be regarded as legal tenders by January 31st, 2023. However, the deadline was extended to February 10 with a grace period of 7 days for hold notes to be deposited in banks. The Supreme Court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday adjourned a hearing in the suit seeking the suspension of the naira redesign policy to February 22, 2023. Some state governments have filed a suit against the federal government seeking a restraining order to stop the full implementation of the naira redesign policy of the CBN. In a new development, 9 states have filed to join the suit initially filed by Kogi, Kaduna, and Zamfara states. The states are Katsina, Lagos, Cross River, Ogun, Ekiti, Ondo, and Sokoto states, bringing the new total of plaintiffs to 10. On the other hand, Edo and Bayelsa have filed to be joined as respondents. The 7-man panel led by Justice John Okoro ordered them to amend their processes to be heard as one. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, pending the hearing of the suit at the Supreme Court on Wednesday, the order suspending the February 10 deadline for the phasing out of old notes subsists amid a conflicting CBN directive to banks and the public. The President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, had said the old 500 naira and 1,000 naira banknotes were no longer legal tender in the country. He, however, directed that the whole 200 naira notes should be recirculated, adding that it would remain legal tender until April 10, 2023. Buhari appealed to Nigerians to deposit their whole 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes with the CBN. Meanwhile, traders and transporters in several states across the country have started insisting on collecting only new naira notes and old 200 naira note in line with the directive of the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired. This is contrary to the directives by some state governors asking their residents to continue spending the whole notes in line with an order of the Supreme Court. Already, many states, including Lagos, Ogun, and Kaduna, have declared the whole 1,000 naira, 500 naira, and 200 naira notes will remain legal tender in their jurisdictions, citing the Supreme Court judgment on the matter as their reasons. As a result, the state governments directed their residents to spend whole notes, vowing to prosecute any business or individual that rejects the whole notes. However, across many states over the weekend and on Sunday, traders and transporters defied the governor's directives and rejected the whole 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes for transactions. Our correspondents report that many residents in several states could not carry out transactions with old 500 naira and 1,000 naira notes. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.